Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you as always by Lay of the Land and me, Rolene Mark. So before we head off into the weekend, let's take a look at those top stories making headlines right here in Israel. We begin with news released just a short while ago by the Shin Bet, that's Israel's internal security forces, that after 16 years they have finally arrested terrorist Alam al-Ra'i, who was responsible for killing an Israeli soldier in 2006. Now, while he was arrested earlier for opening fire at Israelis who went to Joseph's tomb to pray, the details of his arrest haven't been made public until earlier today. Al-Ra'i was part of a terror cell that planted a bomb that killed Staff Sergeant Osher Damari. Now, yesterday, the IDF censor finally lifted its ban on reporting whether or not the Israeli Defense Forces actually use military drones or attack drones to target specific terror targets. Now, while many have speculated, and it might be common knowledge with people, it cannot officially be reported until it has been cleared by the military censor and with permission of the IDF. So there you have it. The IDF have admitted that they use drones to target specific targets. And while we're on the subject of the IDF, the Chief of Staff Aviv Kochavi has been visiting Morocco for the first time. Now, of course, Israel and Morocco signed normalization deals as part of the Abraham Accords, and there have been various officials who've made the trip to the African country, but this is our Ramatkal, our IDF Chief of Staff, before he comes to the end of his tenure, making his first trip. He met with his counterpart and was welcomed by a guard of honor, and in between high-level security meetings and briefings, he managed to meet with the Jewish community of Morocco. Now, this is very, very special, not only for Moroccan Jews who never thought that this moment would ever happen, but also for over 1 million Israelis who can trace their roots back to Morocco. Now, the temperature in Israel, like many places, is heating up, but what is also heating up is the summer party. It was announced earlier today that mega rock group Foreigner will be playing at the end of September for the 4th time in Israel. Yes, on the 29th of September, rock legends Foreigner will be rocking it out at the Ra'anana Amphitheatre, and I think tickets should go on sale relatively soon. So they will join acts like Maroon 5, Justin Bieber, 50 Cent, Maluma, Keyless, Deep Purple, and various others, and opera legend Andrea Bocelli, in making Israel the place to be for the summer. So before I get my summer on, I want to just remind you that you can check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook page is at Lottle's site. If you haven't already joined us by liking us, following us, and sharing our content, please do so. Our YouTube channel is at The Israel Brief. If you haven't clicked that red subscribe button, we really urge you to do so, that we can get that news from Israel that you don't see in the mainstream media out to as many people as possible. And of course, we're on Twitter at Lay of the Land 5. And with that, wishing you all Shabbat Shalom and a wonderful and restful weekend. I'm Rolene Marks. This has been the Israel Brief, and don't forget to join me next week for your top stories.